How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a few things that have been circulating around in terms of delays, updates, Starfield news. We've got Avowed news, we've got Dragon Age news. So hopefully you'll enjoy the video. It's just a small roundup. We covered a lot of this in my stream yesterday, and I thought I'd just make a quick video talking about the stuff that are coming up for Xbox. Really great news, really great stuff, and hopefully you'll enjoy it and will enjoy the update. So without further ado, let's get started. And if you do enjoy the content, do consider leaving a like, subscribe, hit the bell to stay up to date with all content I release. If you want to support the channel further, you can do that through my YouTube membership, super thanks at the bottom, or through my Patreon. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about today, of course, is Starfield. Starfield has been talked about, especially with the Shattered Space update. We've had little tidbits of information going around, but it does seem that Shattered Space, 1 year after its release, is going to get an update for the expansion. Shattered Space is supposed to be landing September this year. Now, this was a release window for Avowed. For Stalker 2, I'm sorry. Stalker 2 has now moved to November the 20th, so that's opened up that slot very nicely for Starfield to slot in and actually have its release. Now, the release date trailer is supposed to be dropping August the 20th, and apparently they said be sure to watch out for the next grand adventure in the universe of Starfield titled Starborn, coming 2025 plus. Now, this is obviously big news. We've been waiting for a Shattered Space release date. Presumably this is going to land September, so let's see. August 20th is 1 day before Gamescom actually kicks off, so apparently a trailer is supposed to be dropping outside of Gamescom. A little bit weird, but all in all, if it does, happy days. Now, one more thing to add is this bit over here. I wonder when the vehicle is coming, because a lot of people have been looking forward to the vehicle, because the vehicle is, something that I think is absolutely needed in the game, especially with the large terrains that you have to cover, and apparently it is coming with the August update. So that means this month. So that is massive, absolutely massive news. August, I would have thought it would come with the expansion. I thought it would have been with the expansion, but if they're actually dropping it with the August update, that is going to be big. Now, the next piece of news we have is this one over here. Obsidian is working on a third unannounced project. That means they have a whole new studio in there. That's basically a team that's able to work on it. This is aside from Avowed, which we're going to get to, because apparently it has had some issues with its release date. So we're going to cover that in a bit. But it's, Obsidian is also working on Outer Worlds 2. So there's already 2 games that they're working on. Obsidian is a fantastic company. They're a really good, talented bunch. People behind New Vegas. Now, this doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be New Vegas that they're working on, but it's amazing that, in these trying times, you can see Microsoft is still investing and putting money into these software development companies and allowing them to push their games out and push their creativity, work on games even more so now than ever before. So hopefully this will turn out to be something good. Maybe we'll hear an announcement as to what this is at the Gamescom event. It's unlikely, considering they're working on it's unannounced project. But there's always a chance, right? There's always a chance. Now, the bitter news here is the fact that Avowed is likely to be pushed over to 2025, and they're blaming this due to the busy nature of the actual year. Now, just looking at the first-party games, you can see there's COD, Starfield DLC has now being pushed, is in September. You've got Towerborn, Stalker 2 went from September to November. You've got Indiana Jones, which is landing in December. You've got the Diablo 4 update. You've got the WoW expansion. And there's a bunch of other stuff here that offhand I can't remember, but you've got the Sonic game coming along. You've got Monster Hunter Wilds, I think that might be January. But you see the point I'm making. There is a lot of games landing during that month. So I always said that Avowed would probably be the game that's going to be pushed out to next year. January is actually a really good month for this to land, because that would, number one, be really great because everyone's broken January anyway, so they've got a nice game to play. But also, It starts off the year with a really, really good game and one that you can sink your teeth into while you've got no more money left and are struggling to find something to play. So I think that's a really, really cool thing. Finally, I wanted to touch on Dragon Age. Now, like I said, the final quarter of the year is super busy, but apparently Dragon Age The Veilguard is going to launch in late October, says Jeff Grubb. Last I heard, it's going to be October. I think that's what was like weeks ago. That could have changed, he said. It's unlikely that it is going to change, but you know what? Things the way they are really, really good, and at the end of the day, this is actually pretty cool stuff. Now, there was one more thing that I wanted to add to this before we end the video, because apparently, as you're aware, Boom and C-Money talked about Helldivers 2 appearing on Xbox at the end of July. Obviously, July has gone and there's not been a word. Now, someone did jump into my chat. I'm not going to claim there is any accuracy to this at all. It doesn't sound, plausible at all. But apparently, August the 6th is when we will potentially hear something about Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox. Now, I'm not confirming this is real. I'm not confirming this is right. I'm just passing on the information. It could be totally bogus. It could be totally fake. But apparently August the 6th is when we're going to hear something about it. And apparently it is going straight into Game Pass. Now, whether that is true or not, take this with a grain of salt. This is proper tinfoil hat territory. I've got no sources to guarantee this. The person that came in and said it isn't exactly the most credible person. So it could just be them pushing, but they kind of insisted. So I thought I'd share this information nonetheless, because if it does happen, well, you know what? Happy days. Great stuff. And even more games for us Xbox fans. I think between these pieces of news, this is really good. But the biggest news here for me, obviously, is the Starfield update releasing in September. So if you haven't finished it, I don't know where you have to be in the game to actually go and start the DLC. So hopefully we'll get some information on that, because the DLC clearly is it's kind of like integral. So even if you do Unity, it kind of you kind of restart the game. So it'll be interesting to see where this actually takes place. But hopefully it's going to be good, interesting. I'm loving the fact that the vehicles are coming in August. The delay for Avowed, I think, is fine. I don't think there's much issue there at all. Still curious as to what's going on. But you know what? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion. And I'll see you in the next one. As always, remain legend.